Well, Mytrah Energy is essentially a renewable energy company with its main focus in India. And it's just come out with its first half figures. First half sales are up 10%, $32.59 million, and EBITDA is also higher by 8.2%. Well, let's join Executive Vice President and Head of Asset Management, Bob Smith. Bob, are you pleased with these figures?
Yes, so this is a great first half for us. I think we've demonstrated again the solid asset base that we've got operating in India, which is working, it's producing good solid revenues. And I'm very pleased that in addition to the growth that you mentioned, we've also managed to maintain the EBITDA margin, which is very high at 93%. So that's a very good indication of the profitability of the business. I think what's interesting is to also look at some of the things which are going on inside the business, which are underpinning the fundamentals for the future as well.
Yeah, so at the same time as building the business, you're also, as we see, making money out of it. And part of that is, of course, looking at new relationships, because all of a sudden, because of various political issues in India, it's suddenly become quite an attractive market in terms of renewable energy, which is attracting some big players.
It is, that's exactly right. And we've seen a number of big players come in recently. In Mytrah, late last year, we added Merrill Lynch to our investor portfolio. And in fact, this year, we're very pleased to say that we've also added another one of the Apollo funds, which was already involved, and also Goldman Sachs to the investment portfolio. So from our point of view, that's very good news because it's giving us access to finance which we need to build new projects, but it's also, of course, a vindication of the business model that we're getting significant players like that involved into the business. So I think that's on the investor side. We're very pleased that Goldman's have decided to join us along with Merrill Lynch and Apollo. I think the other side of the equation is the wind turbines that we're using to build our wind plants. And we've had 3 vendors for quite some time in India, and we always wanted to diversify that relationship and get more vendors involved. And we're very pleased that we've now been able to bring GE into the equation, General Electric, and also Inox Wind. So now we have 5 wind turbine vendors, which again it's great that we're able to form relationships with firms of that stature, and at the same time it's also good diversification for us to ensure that we've got the supply that we need going forward.
And of course you've also got ambitions to move into solar as well. How's that going?
Yeah, so we're very excited actually. Earlier this month we got an indication that one of our bids have been successful. A number of states in India are offering capacity auctions. We bid into those capacity auctions, and in Telangana we bid 350 megawatts, and we've got a very strong indication now that a substantial portion of that will be awarded to us. So that will be a very big step for us moving into solar. And we're very excited about solar. We think that solar now, because the cost has now fallen to the point where it makes sense, we think that now solar offers a very good diversification opportunity for the firm.
Yeah, especially because, of course, in that part of the world, you are pretty much guaranteed to get sun. Wind, perhaps less so. I mean, just going back to your figures and the revenue, perhaps some people might suggest it's a bit lower than you were hoping. Is that just the vagaries of the wind?
Yes, it is. And in fact, the wind season in India is a sort of 4-month wind season, which stretches, depending on what year it is, stretches between sort of May and October. And so what we've seen this year is it started a little bit later than we'd hoped. The July has been better, and July is obviously not in the first half results, so that's a better result for us in July. And if we have a good August and September, we should be on track for the year end, but obviously we don't know right now.
So ambitious plans to develop in both solar and in wind power. Are you fully funded to develop all that you want to?
We are, yeah. We've built funding sources now to give us about 1,000 megawatts of capacity. We're currently sitting at 543. We've got 200 megawatts which we'll have on stream by this time next year, and we're in the process of accessing finance for the additional 250 to get us to 1,000. So at the moment, the company's fully funded to 1,000 megawatts from the equity point of view. We have debt in place to get 200 built by this time next year, and we're seeking the debt for the last 250 to get to 1,000.
All right, okay. Bob Smith, thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you.